Welcome, welcome, welcome to the very first TOMTalks Alive. What's up, guys?
Are you talking to us?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Well, I mean, you and the listeners. I hope everybody's equally hyped.
I was giving time for the listeners to respond, you know? I wanted to hear how they were doing.
I'm a little disappointed with that outcome, so.
We got Pharasma saying, Pharasma says you look hot tonight, man. So,
Well, thank you.
Scratch saying you're looking snazzy, beautiful face. 48 out of 55, guys.
I'll take it, you know. But yeah, that's right, guys. TOMTalks is live and in person for the very first time. I'm pretty pumped. I hope you guys are pumped. I've got ham horns queued up whenever we need them. As always, I'm your host, Heath. I play Titanium Mike for the podcast Southern Tomfoolery, if you don't know. If you're in the stream and were not aware of that fact, I would advise you to check out the podcast because there could be some minor spoilers, and because honestly, you're just going to be kind of lost with this whole program. But yeah, if you want to stick around, that will be at least a really unique way to get into the podcast, if nothing else. But, you know, to be fair, you've been warned. Okay, I'm joined today, as always, by the man behind the curtain at Southern Tomfoolery, my GM in the main show, and for the majority of my TTRPG career, my co-host on Tomahawks. Tomahawks. That's what we should rebrand it as. My co-host on TOMTalks in the past, and still the co-host for TOMTalks Alive. You know him. Hopefully you love him. It's Adam Kelly.
What's up? How are y'all doing this evening? I'm very excited to be here for this. You do look pretty good, Heath, I must say.
Thank you. Are you excited to be alive?
Totally. Mostly, yeah.
Mostly, yeah. It's still 2020, so. I'm also joined by my new producer, keeping this ship flying smoothly, much like his character on the show, Felino Marana. It's Mr. Josh Computers Check Richards. How are you doing, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, Josh?
Are you excited to be alive?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
And what about all the folks in the stream? How you guys feeling? Let us know in the chat because you can do that now.
Yeah, we can see that now in real time. Are you excited to be alive?
I feel like we're going to get some very dark answers.
Yeah.
Josh, who we got in the stream? We know some of these cats, right?
Looking at all of them, we've got, I don't recognize a lot of these names, but we've got All the Street, Oren Vance, it's our very own Zach. BP Tart, which I'm assuming is Bipolar Pop Tart. Carnifex 1. Cosmic Crit is here.
Cosmic Crit? What's up?
Emily HLP. I'm going to butcher this one, but Farrison Francois, I think.
Okay.
Giusapo. Griffin Liffin, so Griff's in the house. We've got JDT Twitch. Let's Do This host raffle.
Let's go.
We got a whole crew in here.
Pharasma Saves, Sir Newt, Steve Geddes, Summerlin Creative.
Steve?
So I guess that's Emily. Uzmes, Veriduck 17 or Veridu, I still don't know how to say it. And What Do You Do Pods?
Nice. Yeah, we got a good crew.
We got a whole roundup. Thank y'all for joining us this evening.
For real, guys. I am so excited for this. I can't believe we hit the $500 Patreon goal so quickly. Immediately, really, after hitting the $400 goal. And now that we're here, we should probably talk about what we're doing with the new show, like officially, and talk about the format, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So,
what's happening? Where am I?
Well, we're alive.
Okay.
That's the starting point. I mean, TOMTalks has always been Southern Tomfoolery's sort of in-house talk show, discussion show. And once a month, Adam and I would get together, sometimes with members of the cast, to talk about topics ranging from full cast wrap-ups after we finish a book of an adventure path, to new Paizo books, to sort of random philosophical discussion about any number of topics, fish included.
Yeah, you ambushed me on that one. I wasn't ready to reveal the whole fish layer. And like, that was TOMTalks 3. You're like, hey, let's let's talk about fish real quick. I was overwhelmed to talk about fish,
Well, the thing is, like,
you kind of get overwhelmed anytime fish comes up, Adam.
Right. Well, I mean, it's just like I identify you so much with fish that I was like, no, we're going to pull this out into the light,
Well, you did that.
I did. And I don't apologize. So Tom Talks Alive provides the opportunity for us to carry on the spirit of Tom Talks in a new format. We decided to bring Tom Talks Alive to Twitch because we wanted this show to be more interactive. We wanted that chat there. We wanted to be able to talk to you guys in real time, do listener questions in real time. We wanted it to be a more celebratory experience, more of an event every time we do it instead of, passive listening. And to that end, guys, are we celebrating? You guys got any drinks?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
What you got?
Man, this is a Mountain Dew Blue Amp, I guess, but it's got rum in it, so
this is why he's got the producer role. Yeah, this is why he hasn't graduated to host yet. He's
look, I usually drink whiskey, but I felt I needed a little bit of.
Tonight, you're like, well, not whiskey. I'm going to go to Blue Mountain Dew.
Pretty much.
I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to get liquor and a Baja Blast.
Yeah. I mean, the can says blueberry pomegranate, which sounds amazing. And honestly, it's not bad. But, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, what you got going on there, Adam?
I'm drinking a Founder's Stout that is raspberry and chocolate. It's sweet, but it's good. Like, it's not saccharine. I couldn't drink like a lot of these at one time, but one is pretty tasty,
Nice. Well, I can't judge Josh too harshly today. It was funny. I did my mom's Christmas thing last night. She did it early so that it wouldn't conflict with other people's plans next week. And one of the random things she gave me like, it was a 6-pack of these like Seagram's Escapes, like fruity mixed drinks.
Hey, it's blue.
Yeah, it's a pina colada. So I've got that on deck, but I also have, I went and bought a big ass Vizzy.
I didn't know they came in that size. That's huge.
Just go to a gas station.
Yeah. So something else I wanted to say though, Mountain Dew originally was made to be a mixer for whiskey. So get off my back. And if you haven't tried it, it's actually really good.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm prepared for that yet.
So another reason we wanted to do Tom Talks Alive the way we're doing it is we wanted to get a more consistent recording schedule. We were kind of in a place where it's like, all right, well, we just got to get one out by the end of the month. And that made it hard to schedule and all that. So now, I know it's a little confusing tonight because we're doing it on Sunday and we said we were going to do them. Yeah, we are killing it out the gate. It will be every third Monday, but, we switched to tonight instead of Monday because we didn't want to conflict with Super Smash Finder.
Right.
So I'm sure many of the people in the stream know about Super Smash Finder. But if you don't, it's a project that Southern Tomfoolery is participating in. It's a fighting tournament between Real Play podcasts. So we're all creating parties of Pathfinder 2nd Edition characters to fight each other in a huge tournament. I know Adam and I are really excited for it, and I just think it's such a cool event to bring together like so many members of the Paizo community and the Paizo like podcast listening community and all those fandoms, coming together for a shared interest. I think it's a really interesting project and a beautiful thing to behold when people come together like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out, and I mean, I myself want to say that, I want to see the first match of it. So there was a little bit of selfish reasons for rescheduling it to tonight because I'm super excited about it and I want to see how that goes down. And she said our good buddies Min Maxed are in the first match, so we got to make sure we're there to root for them.
Right, and we just wouldn't feel right going up against that. Being a project that we're involved with, that we support, and that we're interested in, it just felt icky to try to run something at the same time as that.
At least for the first one. Jason, I know you're out there. We ain't moving it again.
He is out there. And he actually said a little while ago, we appreciate you, with 3 exclamation marks and then 3 hearts. So
Nice.
Well, that's how I feel every time I hear anything about Jason.
True.
3 exclamation marks and 3 hearts. So before we move on into our chosen topics for the day, I wanted to take a second and ask you guys, Adam, Josh, what's been going on? Like, what you been up to the last couple of weeks? What are your interests of the month?
Oh man, game-wise or personally?
Just whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to talk about Cyberpunk, but
yeah,
I mean, let you guys go first.
I mean, I'm not going to get super big off into or deep off into, how much I've been playing Cyberpunk because it's been a pretty good bit. But I've also just
40
been doing
hours.
I actually have only got like 25 or so, which is less than I thought. But been doing a bunch of stuff with my computer. I helped build a computer today for Emily's husband. And yeah, so I've just been doing my normal nerdy, techie, gearhead stuff. And also, getting this whole production set up. So
I love how much your life is like your character in the show. What about you, Adam? What you been got going on?
Well, you're asking this question with the assumption that I have any free time to do anything.
Fair.
I mean, I've been stuffing boxes full of candy, and when I'm not doing that, I was furiously working on episode 100 and trying to get all that squared away, which we recorded and then I edited. And so between that and work, that's basically been taking up my life. But it's been fun, like
that was a hesitant fun.
Well, like I'm including work in that. Like, if the busiest I get at work means that I'm just stuffing a bunch of boxes full of candy, like I've had way, way worse jobs than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can empathize with that. Like the restaurant I work at now is super chill because it's not like corporately owned. So when we have new people come in and start complaining, I'm just like, you don't know how bad it can get. Like the restaurant I worked at before this was torture. Clack, 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 clack.
Clack, 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 clack. Producer's killing it.
Oh shit, my mic was on. Whoops.
Yep. We're still learning. Well, I've been playing a bunch of Cyberpunk when I'm not at one of my basically 3 jobs now. Which Cyberpunk is super dope. I'm not going to say a lot about it. I know it had a rough launch, but it's a very good game. I've also kind of randomly been playing a lot of Pokemon Go again because you remember I had the injury to my Achilles for a good while, and it finally feels almost to 100%. So I wanted an excuse to like trick myself into walking and biking and getting some exercise. Mm-hmm. So I've now played. I've hit my like daily check marks on Pokemon Go for like 16 days in a row. I've been catching a bunch of Pokemons. So yeah, I'm a nerd.
Proud of you.
Yeah. But it's cool. Like I biked around my neighborhood and just the little outskirt city I live in for like 3 hours the other day. It was really nice, like refreshing. Okay, so let's start off with kind of some STF news / the month in review. Like what's current with the podcast? What's been going on? Are there any announcements? Anything like that, which I want to start by keeping the hype train rolling. We're going to cover the latest news and goings on in a second, but what better way to do that than to start by talking about episode 100?
Oh shit, dude. Oh shit.
I had it written here. We are so close to our centennial episode. Spoiler alert, we have recorded episode 100.
We have done it.
You, the listeners, are so close to our centennial episode. But it really is. I know this is like a rite of passage that every podcast goes through when they get to episode 100, but it inevitably forces you to take a step back and think about like what a long, strange trip it's been since we started this project in April of 2019.
April 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like when we started it, we of course really were like, yes, we had all the ambition in the world to get to episode 100 and beyond, but it felt so like in the future, that's like something we'll get to, if we're successful and stuff like that. And, I mean, here we are, whether, pretty successful, I'd say, but either way, we've done 100 episodes regardless. And, it's just been such a good time. Like, that's the thing when I look back over the 99 episodes prior to this one is that, with the exception of 97 and 98, we were having a great time the whole time. And I think we were having a good time in 97, 98, but it was just tough, but like, it's just been such a fun time going on this adventure and playing Starfinder. Like, I've loved the game more than I thought I would, and I thought I would love it. It wasn't like I was reluctant to play it. But the more that we've played it and the more stuff that's come out for it and expansions and options and stuff like that, it's just allowed us to like continue to grow this particular adventure with all sorts of new things. And I can't wait to do more.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to just release all my feelings about it, like I would just parrot the exact same conversation. It's been such a fun journey. Starfinder is such a fun system and an intriguing setting that, much like you, I was like, I know I'm going to like this. Like, I have no doubt in my mind I'm going to like this system when we started it. And it's lived up to that. And then especially with like some of the more recent books, like the Calm and stuff like that, Near Space, the universe of Starfinder has opened up so much more, and the game has really come into its own. And it's an awesome time to be, kind of to some degree on the forefront of like doing Starfinder content. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we get to bring in each new thing as we're growing our story, and that's really neat.
How about you, Josh? How have the 100 episodes treated you?
I mean, they've been good. I've enjoyed all of it except for the two in question. And even in that, I did not enjoy them. They were just really heavy, and trying to figure out what to do, how to handle that situation was just a lot. But as a whole, man, 100 episodes is ridiculous. I'm not going to say that I never thought we'd get here, but we did it.
Hey, we did it, guys.
Well, we've recorded.
We did it.
Yeah.
We've recorded episode 100 now. How do the two of y'all feel about it now that we've done it and you've seen what it is?
Well, we're done. We can quit now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the big twist. Is episode 100 actually wraps up the APA arc right there, right then and there.
We're gonna move on to our Sonic AP.
Got to give the people what
Sonic
they
the
want.
Hedgehog TTRPG.
Ooh.
So, I mean, speaking of, we've mentioned the couple of episodes recently that were pretty dark. And I think I really enjoyed the darker episodes. I can understand people that might not, but it is a horror campaign, and that's the thing. It's like we came into a horror campaign expecting something like this eventually, but it still like creeps up on you. But I still really enjoyed it, but it's the kind of enjoyment you get like when you're watching a scary movie and you get a jump scare. Like you're scared for a second, but then you're like, if it was a good movie, you're like, I really enjoyed that, even though I was scared for half of it.
Well, I think that it's giving you all a different space to explore your characters with, it's just a new area to see how your characters are, and it was hard and it was emotional. I mean, we had to stop for a minute during 98 just to catch our breaths from it, and this is not something that I would recommend doing like for every session, but from time to time, especially in a horror campaign, it's something that we need to explore and realize just how bad the situation is for the APA,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that many of us in the podcast are like identify as horror people, horror buffs, you know? I certainly don't. And like, I've enjoyed it despite myself. I figured I was probably the person that would have arguably the toughest time with it. But I've still enjoyed it. The only critique I have, and it's probably like my own head more than the genre itself, but I think the thing that I keep coming back to with horror that makes it not my favorite is that I feel like it can be kind of limiting. Like it provides you a new set of stimuli to respond to in ways that you wouldn't normally. But I just find the genre sometimes can be limiting because of the ways that it forces you to respond to things.
Right.
So let's talk for a second, since we're on the topic, about how freaking grimdark we've become here at Southern Tomfoolery.
Right.
I think we were initially pretty amused at that assertion that we fit a grimdark label, but as Adam's already said, maybe we did stray into that territory a little bit. So, I mean, Adam, you in particular, how do you feel about the podcast's new grimdark vibe, and do you really think we fit the bill?
I mean, there are certainly grimdark elements to it. You know, there always have been. The flashbacks have been kind of tragic and traumatic, you know, and so I get it. But I mean, at the same time, we're also like a bunch of friends joking all the time. And we have characters like Bright Flickerdim, you know, Bright Crackle Flickerdim. And we have Murgleburr. And
Don't
you know,
you dare forget Bright's middle name.
We are doing a horror adventure right now, so there's definitely going to be some exposure to some more dark and like heavier content. But as I said, 97 and 98 was a moment that had to happen, but it's not something that any of us want to like rest in for a long time. You know, we're going to play the game the way we like to play. And we like to have those moments, but we also like to have fun, you know? And so Southern Tomfoolery at its core is still about the six of us having fun with each other, you know? And so I feel like grimdark is a little bit of a misnomer, but I get it. And particularly with the, like where we're at right now, if you're caught up, yeah, it's hard to say that we aren't grimdark because, you know, the last 2 weeks have been pretty shitty for our players, you know, with very little hope. But that being said, I don't want to give too much spoilers away. I just will say that we have a way we like to play the game, and we certainly get back to that when we need to, you know. So look forward to some less heavy darkness coming up in the next couple weeks, you know.
So what you're saying is we need to look forward to meeting Bright Crackle Flickergrim?
Flickergrim? Oh my goodness.
Or Dark Crackle Flickergrim.
There you go.
Something like there it is.
It'd have to be dark, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so kind of moving on, I've said it a bunch of times in the past, but guys, I am really excited that we're finally going to get to spend some time on an actual Packed Worlds planet, Verces.
Yeah.
So now, you know, we'll get into some Verces lore in a little bit, but just in a general sense, are you guys pumped to get some time planet side and on Verces, like in particular? I know Josh obviously would have an interest in this location considering his character is a Verthani.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just a producer. I don't really know, but but no, I'm definitely looking forward to getting to explore it and. Like Night City, man. Like I'm already in the headspace because of Cyberpunk, you
right?
know?
Right.
And going to that type of place with my character being from there and all of the awesome stuff that's going to play out because of that, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get away from the more I read about Verces and some of the cities there. Like I keep doing the same thing. Like this is like prime Night City territory.
That's like the whole planet.
Verces is like all about, you know, augmentations and cybernetic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a big part of their industry.
Yeah, so like their primary industry is augmentations, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to go to any planet, but Verces in particular is really interesting and very modern too.
I know. I've been telling Josh since we picked up the Starfinder core rulebook, dude, just wait until Signal of Screams and we're going to go to like Cyberpunk. Well, I didn't tell him we were going to Cyberpunk Planet, but like that it was going to just wait. Book 2 is going to be all the Cyberpunk. And I'm excited to finally get there. I mean, we've been talking about that. I've been hyping that up to Josh for a while now. So I'm glad that we're there. There's some fun stuff coming up as the crew explores Verces. So can't wait for y'all to hear it. But, we still got a lot to go, don't we, Heath?
Yeah. Well, and like I said, we're going to get into some other Versite lore in the back half. So before we move on to our main attraction, I wanted to take a second to talk a little bit about the adventures of Weldy, DJ Trev, Dr. Loxius, Sweet Heat, and Captain Fritz. I'm talking about Hacky Sack Heroes.
Yeah, that's such a fun game.
It is. It's fun and lighthearted, and it's such a great counter to Signal of Screams.
Yeah, we've never needed that game more than we need it right now,
Right. Well, I mean, I've got to say, I'm really proud of Emily for the work that she's put in and for how fun she's made the adventures of Hacky Sack Heroes. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she's doing it all homebrew. Like, that is just wild to me. Like, I'm not a big homebrew guy to begin with. I've pretty much only played adventure paths or modules and stuff like that. And the concept of like writing homebrew adventures is like really daunting, like almost terrifying to me. Although I've started to come around to the idea lately. I had a couple of ideas for like one shots when I was reading the Pact Worlds, and I was like, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could try my hand at it.
Yeah. Even
though I'm horrible at all the numbers and balancing.
She is doing a great job, and she took up that mantle like a champ. And the adventures that we've gone on have been so much fun, and I can't wait to see where we're going next, as we just wrapped up a little mini arc or whatever. And, Emily, I know you're out there watching. Just thank you for a good time. Yeah, you're killing it, man, for real. And I can't wait to see what else we got coming up, because I mean, we're starting to get into like the fun levels of our characters. We're 3rd level now, and we're starting to get into our kit a little bit.
Right. And I mean, it's been really fun anyways, despite, when you've played as much as we have, those first 2 levels can kind of feel like, all right, we just got to knock this out to get to where we want to go. But she's done a really good job of making it really entertaining and letting us goof off and entertain ourselves, even in those low levels, So I can't wait to get in some deeper levels and really see what our characters can do and see where she takes us after this. What do we call it? The Aetherite arc? Is that what we're calling it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what, I mean, do you want to get into, how you feel about that arc in particular?
I loved it. It introduced some real tension, and a little bit of spoilers here. Again, try to keep it general, but you're listening to Tom Talks and we're talking STF news. So, the general thing is that we find the substance in from that moment when we find it to the end of it with the lab, there was lots of cool fights and like exploration and lore that she created for us, and as I saw, in the chat earlier, I think it was Giuseppe who said it, but yeah, the trophy room of Zickle that has become Zickle. I just can't wait to keep stacking him with a bunch of absurd trinkets as we continue to go,
Yeah, that poor guy's going to be so tacky by the end of this thing.
Yeah, he is.
It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I'm really impressed with how well Emily's done with Hacky Sack Heroes. It's really inspiring, honestly. Like I said, it makes me feel like I could do this, and it makes me want to maybe try my hand at homebrew at some point, and part of that appeal is like you get to throw whatever monsters in there you want. Go find the funnest things you can, the things that interest you, and put it in your world.
Yep. Well, Emily, can't wait to see what's next.
Okay, so on to the main event of the evening. So Adam and I have both built each built one of the new playtest classes, a PreCog and a Nanocyte, and Josh is going to do us the favor of running a monster for us to fight and try out these playtest characters live and in person.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh. Maybe before we get into the fight, we just talk a little bit about our builds and what you thought about the class.
Yeah, sure. I still haven't spent as much time as I would like to going over it all, but I have a lot the last couple of days, which I guess I'll start. I built a PreCog, a Yosoki PreCog, who I named Coggins, because it was cute. So PreCogs, they're casters with their primary stat being Dex, which is
that
something
caused no uproar on the internet at all.
It wasn't even mildly controversial, which I can't help but agree with those for whom it was controversial, because I am known for hating Dex as a stat, just because it's overpowered in every single TTRPG. So to have a Dex caster that he can just double up on the skills he needs for everything, and then have that also be his casting modifier, seems a little ridiculous to me. And I think it's possible that they end up going back to Wisdom with this one.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody thought. Everybody thought it was going to be a Wisdom caster.
Well, yeah, you think PreCog, that's, you think it's intuition, right?
Right.
And for them, it's with dexterity, it's been described as being so nimble with the actual fabric of time that your hand movements.
But what does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. So the way that precogs work, obviously Dex is their casting stat or whatever, but as far as their specs, if you want to call them that, every precog gets to pick an anchor. And that is like an event or a process of thought or time or something like that. That usually, in a lot of them, it's like an event that was so traumatic that it has disrupted their fate or their timeline. And that's why they got magic powers, and eventually it will be corrected. Somebody will come from the future and fix their timeline. So the anchor that I picked is called Doomed Future.
Okay.
And I'll just give you the straight up description. It says, you are cursed with visions of a terrible future. Whether it's the distant awakening of a great old one, a post-apocalyptic realm where automatons have conquered the stars, or a future where the swarm encompasses all known worlds, a seemingly inevitable future is inseparably linked with your consciousness. Though you can see only glimpses of this doomed future, you struggle to avoid it, hoping your actions will eventually change the terrifying visions that you receive. So, real lighthearted spec that I went into. So, like I said, anchors are your specs, but then kind of the key feature with a precog that makes it a precog are called paradoxes. And paradoxes are really interesting because they tie into the notion of like manipulating time and stuff. So you get an amount of paradoxes equal to 1 plus half your dex modifier, and you get them at the beginning of every day. And when you wake up and do your daily preparations and get your paradoxes, what you do is, like, for instance, I have 3 paradoxes on the character I made. As soon as you wake up and your character does his preparations, you roll 3 d20s, and you note down those rolls that you got. And you just tuck them away to the side. And long story short, you can sub those rolls in for lots of other different things, and that's what makes a precog, is that you can take pre-rolled die and sub them in for something you don't want to risk messing up. Or that you want to buff or something like that.
Right, so it feels a little oracle-y to me, right? But like, I do really like that mechanic of it. You know,
Yeah, it's
that feels
interesting.
very unique to its class.
Yeah, I going into this, I didn't actually know what to expect from the precog. I was like, oh, it's just going to be like a variant of a mystic, you know?
So in the chat, we've got Steve Geddes saying, presumably they were going with the, you know what's about to happen and start acting early so you have high dex.
Okay.
But he also follows up saying, trouble is the causality feels backwards when you play it. You know, I gave myself high dexterity so I could be at precog. So.
Right. Okay, I can totally see that. Yeah, I just think I think their explanation of it was less important to them than getting across this paradox system. I think that's what the creators were really jazzed about, was the paradox system. And I can see why. I think it's very cool. But it's also a very, in terms of like Magic the Gathering, it feels very blue, you know, like you're putting something to the side to wait to sub in at the right moment and like reverse something or, you know, change something. It's very, like, it requires you to really pay attention to what's happening at every moment in a combat in particular. Which is not a bad thing. I think it's very cool. Which I'm not going to go over. I've got 5 different things that I can use my paradox for on this character, but I'll just let some of those come out in the combat.
Okay.
So what about the nanocyte?
Yeah, so the nanocyte's a really cool concept for a class, and I will say that my concern when they first announced it, that it was going to overlap with the Technomancer a lot, just because the Technomancer has a lot of spells that are flavored with nanobots. But I think that there's a difference between having like magical control over some nanobots and being like made up of nanites, you know, that your whole being is kind of infused with nanites. And, so to that end, what they've done is make it really does feel like a constitution class, which is what it is. And, you have nanite surges, which is kind of your main resource that you use to activate a lot of your features. And one of the, you know, the main thing you're going to be using that for is your nanite array, which you don't actually have to use a surge to activate an array. But you can make them more powerful with using surges and resolves and all that. But you have sheath array, cloud array, and a gear array. And each one of those different arrangements do different things for you, where sheath kind of gives you some protection and stealth abilities. Cloud does some really cool, like, I don't know, almost meta magic type stuff. But there's no magic here. I say that just because it extends your reach and your abilities by having this cloud that kind of goes around you and comes out of you. And it has a lot of control functions to it that I really like. And that's actually what I'm going to highlight tonight is the cloud array of the 3. Now you can go, I think you're intended to go through all 3 of these based on the situation at hand, but I just wanted to kind of spotlight the cloud array because I think it's really cool. And then their subclass or their, you know, their specialization is called their faculty. And I went with redirection. And so for this, the nanites, it's all about being able to move energy, you know, by redirecting attacks or moving objects or lend weapons some devastating mass. That's directly from the playtest there, described as forceful and energetic. So I thought it'd be fun to mess around with that. And it has some really cool abilities that, again, I'll use in the combat here. And it just has all these things that it seems really versatile, you know, like to where you can kind of respond to almost any situation, you know?
Nice.
It's just this amorphous cloud that's like constantly assessing, you know, what's happening in the current situation and adapting to it. And I really like that about it. And mine is named, Nani. So we got really creative with our names here.
Coggins and Nani.
Yeah, somebody in there before I could make the joke said Lenny Coggins. So good job.
You're teaching them well.
Oh, that was Giuseppe. So proud of you.
Well, that makes sense too. All right. Well, Josh, do you want to put these are level 7 versions of these classes that we made. What are we fighting against here?
All right. You're going to be fighting against a tenebrous worm.
Well, I know what that is.
Yeah. Cause you tried to kill us with one, not super long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just forewarning, this is the first time ever that I have done anything even adjacent to GMing anything, running a monster, doing any type of anything. So, so yeah.
What better place to do it here, you know?
What better place to do it than in front of an audience?
Yeah.
Right.
You won't seize up at all, I promise.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to just roll with it, man. It's going to be loosey-goosey. Should be fun, though.
I will say that this map is under dim light, which you'll be able to use to your advantage with the worm. So let's see what you can throw at us.
All right, well, let's roll initiative.
Ooh, I like it. All right.
That is weird to hear coming from you.
Yeah, I don't understand. What? Come on now. Sorry, folks. We are at the mercy of Roll20 at this point.
Uh-oh. Well, I rolled a 19.
You rolled a 19. All right, let's see here. I rolled a 23.
Natural 20. Starting out
Natural
high.
20, yes.
And I rolled a 13. So we're going to go with that. So, yeah, Nani, you're up.
Okay, well, Nani, the first thing they are going to do is for a move action, activate their nanite array into a cloud array, which is going to basically allow me to put this cloud out in front of me. And so I'll read it here for you folks at home. My nanites will spread out into a faintly visible cloud that fills up to a number of contiguous 5-foot squares. One must be adjacent to me, equal to 1 plus the constitution bonus. So that's going to be 6 squares. Now, because I'm a level 7, that gets more powerful. So I actually get 10 contiguous squares. And just to make it easy, we'll say that it's going to be the 9 blocks. Here, I'll do a little drawing here.
Are you saying contiguous squares?
Yes.
Well, that's not what I'm saying, but that's what I should be saying.
That's what he means.
Yeah. All right. So there's my cloud right there. And then I'm going to move into the cloud, downgrade my standard action, and move directly into the cloud. And that is going to give me some concealment, 20% actually. And Coggins, that would give you concealment too if you're in the cloud.
I don't like it.
Will I be able to see in the cloud?
Let's see. I believe so, yes, but let me make sure.
Now, what about if the worm goes in there? Will he get concealment as well? Or it, rather?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
So this is just going to be a clusterfuck out the gate.
All right. So, but that will be my turn.
Okay. So you started out hot with a nat 20 on initiative, and I started out by forgetting what my class is based on. I've got to roll my 3d20s.
Oh, yeah.
To set aside, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And I don't have any real dice with me, so. First d20 is a 10.
Okay.
Second d20 is a 13. Third d20 is an 11. All kind of middling.
Yeah, that's not great.
Mm-hmm.
Not great precog rolls there.
Yep, that is correct.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the range on this? It says close range. Does that mean touch?
That's going to be the close range is 25 feet plus 5 feet for every level.
Oh, well, perfect. I'm 25 feet away. But so I'm on the other side of your cloud that you made. Can I see through that corner of the cloud? Or do I need to move to have line of sight on the worm?
I mean, I know I'm GMing this, but I don't know how that ability works. So
I'm asking Adam.
What are you asking me?
Can I see through the cloud that you've made currently?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I will say that thank you to JDT Twitch for the correction. It only grants concealment if you spend a nanite surge, which I will, and I'm down a surge to do that. But it's 20% concealment, but that doesn't make it like affect your line of sight.
Okay. All right. So then I believe from where I'm at, I can just cast this spell I have. I'm going to cast a 3rd level spell that is the coolest thing at all about this class, the PreCog, and it's called Death's Door.
Oh boy.
And so it has different effects for what level you cast it at. I only took it at the highest level I could. So it says you accelerate a living opponent's personal timeline to the end of their natural life cycle, unleashing the ravages of time in a devastating surge. The target can attempt a fortitude saving throw to halve the damage and ignore the ability damage dealt by this spell. Spoiler alert, it does ability damage in Starfinder. So at 3rd level, it deals 4d10 damage plus 4 strength and 2 dexterity damage to the target.
Lord.
Goodness gracious.
All right. So what do I need to roll for him?
A fortitude save.
Okie dokie.
You're going to want to pass that.
Yeah, I think so. And I probably did with a 29.
29 will get it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then you will take half of the damage and you won't take any of the ability damage, okay? So, I'll roll my 4d10 and you'll take half. We'll get there. Okay,
Ooh.
that is 22, so you'll take 11 damage. You're muted if you're talking.
The worm does not like it. Is that the end of your turn, though? You got anything else?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well,
I was really hoping I'd get that ability damage on you.
This worm is hungry for flesh and it's going to be going for the thing that's closest to him.
Okay.
Which is right in front of him. So move south one square and is going to go for a bite on Nani.
Okay.
Is it Nani or Nanny?
Nani.
Okay. Nanny. Oh, let's see. What are my bonuses? There we go. So let me get a D20 roll for that bite. It's going to be I'm bad at math. 30?
30 will get me.
Okay. So that's going to be a damage roll. So that's going to be 14 damage. As well as, I believe when we were talking about this beforehand, Adam, you said something about a poison every time I attack?
Yeah, it has that shadow acid. So every time you successfully bite, you get to do another 3d6 points of damage.
Oh,
but
man, that sucks.
You're going to need to roll some concealment.
Okay, fair. So we roll a D100.
Oh, I love to see it. 3 ones on that 3d6.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks, Roll20. So let's see.
This is why we roll real dice.
Yeah. So a D100, what is it? 80 and above? Or sorry, 21 or better is a success?
21 or better is a success, yeah.
Okay. So that succeeds. So you end up taking a total of, let's see, 14 plus 3, so 17 damage.
All right, what I'm going to use is actually use one of my nanocyte abilities called Defensive Dispersal. And I am, as a reaction, whenever I take damage, I can protect myself with my nanites as they create a temporary barrier or even cause part of my body to temporarily disperse. So just kind of phases out as it tries to bite there. So I reduce that damage dealt by the triggering effect by an amount equal to the nanocyte level plus constitution modifier, and I gain a +1 circumstance bonus to the first saving throw against any effect that comes with it. So I'm going to reduce that by 7 plus 5. That's going to be 12 damage reduced.
Cool. So
So how much was it? How much?
You take 2 damage.
2 damage. Beautiful.
Great.
I like it.
Awesome.
Welcome to my life here. Okay. Back to me, yeah?
Yeah. And let's see, Nani is up.
All right, so Nani is going to use their sword. So I got an actual sword. I'm not using the gear array here. I'm just using the sword. And as a move action, I'm going to designate a target within 60 feet for my seeking strike. That they have to be inside my cloud, which you are. And it will make the nanites focus on this target, momentarily enhancing my accuracy against the target, giving me a +1 bonus to the attack roll and ignoring any target's concealment.
Okay, so I see how that works. You put yourself in concealment, baddies come into concealment, and then, oh, hey, guess what? I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Neat. It's pretty neat. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to swing here with my centered longsword. I'm going to get a +1 to this roll. And that is going to be a 27 to hit.
So yeah, that hits. And for those watching at the screen, for whatever reason, Roll20 kind of spazzes out when it comes to attack rolls on the Starfinder sheet. That's just why there's like 1,000 dice on screen. So you can ignore those. Just check the damage, like the actual rolls in the chat over here where I'm pointing the mouse right now.
I love seeing the dice puke, though.
Yeah.
Just a massive scatter of dice.
Puke.
So you said it was 25 damage?
24 damage.
24 damage. Okay. So,
That's slashing damage, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to take that 24, but you're also going to have to do I believe it's a reflex save.
Yeah. Against those spikes, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you go to swing your sword, your arm brushes up against it, but not well enough because you passed that save.
With a 26?
Handily, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
All right.
Well, that's my turn.
Coggins, what you got?
So the worm is concealed from me.
Yes, but only 20%.
Oh, okay. It's only
20%. I mean, you can see where he is. It's similar to being like in a smoke grenade or something. It doesn't keep you from actually seeing them. It just gives them, concealment for attacks and whatnot.
Okay, so I already realized I messed up something last turn. So I've got 2 level 3 spell slots, and I'm going to use my second Death's Door.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to get that fortitude save out there for you.
Yep.
It's going to be a 22 on the fortitude save.
Okay, that'll save.
So that saves.
I'm kind of glad it saved because now I get to redeem myself a little bit. So I want to spend one of my paradoxes to use Spell Rewind.
Ooh.
So because the opponent I was targeting, it has to be a single opponent, saved his on his fortitude save, I can use one of my paradoxes as long as it's at least twice the level of the spell level used to, I rewind the spell and put that spell slot back in. So
that's cool.
I didn't waste my last level 3 spell slot. I get it back because
a little bit of that blue magic bullshit.
Well, what's cool about it is it makes that 10, 11, and 13 that you rolled not so shitty because like a 10 is plenty to cover that. So you can
Well, I'm going to use my 11.
Okay. All right.
So I still will roll 4d10 damage, and you'll take half.
Okay. Just want to give a shout out to Steve Geddes. He's heading out. Says need to go back to work later. All thanks for the stream, STF. So thank you for joining us. So glad to have you. Yeah,
Steve's the man. Okay, so that's 26 damage. So you'll take half. So 13.
Okie dokie.
So that's 13 damage I did without even using a spell slot.
That's really, really neat.
Yeah.
I don't like it for my worm, but I like it.
Oh, I bet.
And so
if I could count the number of times that I've heard Josh say, I don't like it for my worm.
You would be counting to 1.
To 1.
Maybe 2 now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the worm's turn again, and he's going to rear back and hiss at Nani and trying to latch in again with a bite attack.
Okay. Come at me.
We didn't roll concealment on that spell.
Well, it's a
spell. It wouldn't be an attack.
Yeah, it's area of effect. He rolled a save, so it doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I never play casters.
Oh no, that's going to be a 19 to hit.
That is going to miss.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Like I said, I'm bad at math. 5 plus 17 is not 19. It's 22. Does that still miss?
No, it doesn't. But I do need you to roll that concealment.
Okay. Pass the concealment.
All right, come on.
So it's going to be 1d8 plus 3d6. All right, so that is 15 plus 11, 26 damage you're going to take.
Oof. So I'm going to do that surge again and reduce that by 12. I'm down to 7 surges out of 10 now. So what was the total?
God, man, you know my memory is terrible. 11 plus... It's 15 plus 11, so 26.
All right, so minus 12. That's going to be 14. Still doing okay.
Yeah.
So it's Nani's turn. I'm going to do the same thing, I think, with the Seeking Strike. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to do that Seeking Strike as move action and then attack. And that will be, come on now. It's taking forever to come through here.
Yeah, just waiting on the roll from roll 20.
There we go.
There we go.
Ooh, that's a 13. That's probably going to miss.
Yeah, 13 absolutely misses.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
Even though it's a miss, anytime you attack me, you got to roll for those bristles. Give me a reflex save.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. I'll roll. $22.
Okay, you pass.
All right.
All right, it's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Okay. Coggins, what you got?
Alrighty, so I think for right now, Coggins is going to cast Mirror Image on himself.
Okay, explain that to me. What does it do?
Alright, so it creates a number of illusory doubles of you that inhabit your square. These doubles make it difficult for enemies to precisely locate and attack you. When you cast Mirror Image, it creates 1d4 figment images. These images remain in your space and move with you, mimicking your movements, sounds, and actions exactly. Whenever you are attacked or are the target of a spell that requires an attack roll, there's a possibility the attack targets one of your images instead. If the attack hits, roll randomly to see whether the selected target is real or a figment. If it's a figment, the figment is destroyed. If the attack misses by 5 or less, one of your figments is destroyed by the near miss, and an attack that misses you due to a mischance also destroys an image.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
There's like literally 2 more paragraphs of description on this one spell.
Sure.
Yeah.
But no, that's a pretty cool thing. Like, what was it? There's a character in the game Apex Legends that has that as one of their abilities to be able to like have holographic decoys, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That follow you, run along with you, follow your movements and everything to hopefully not have the actual player get shot. So that's cool.
Right. So
we'll see that represented here.
I did that because I want to make this fight interesting, and so that's my standard action. And then as my movement action, I'm going to move right up on the worm. And as part of my move action, I will draw my gun.
Cool. Well, seeing new flesh and not having great success with with Nani, the worm's going to slither around and try to go for a bite on Coggins.
Okay.
So that is going to be... Oh, that's a natural 20 on it.
Oh, no!
It's a natural 20.
Let's just call it confirmed, and you get the roll damage twice.
Yeah, just go ahead and take it.
Yeah. All right, so there's the 2 damage dice. Not much extra, except for the bonus. So it's going to be 2 plus 6. 28 damage total. Plus another 3d8.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You gotta roll for that mirror image, though.
Oh, yeah, I do.
That's what I'm hoping for.
All right, so what do I need to roll for the mirror image again?
Roll. So there's... did you roll a D4?
We didn't roll. Yeah, we didn't roll how many I have. Here, I'll do that real quick. It's 1d4. Okay, so I got 2 images.
So there are 3 targets.
Yeah,
right.
so roll a D3.
One is a hit, 2 is a miss, 3 is a miss.
Okay.
Just do it that way.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I'm going to do a single D6. So 1 and 2 is a hit. 2, 3, 4, 5. It hits one of the decoys.
Okay.
Hits one of the decoys.
Nice.
Okay,
nice.
cool.
So just poof.
So it lunges around and chomps at one of these. What are they? Holographic or are they like doubles of yourself?
like
they're illusion magic.
Illusion.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just lunges into and through one of the illusory Coggins.
Yep. Little mouse man.
Yeah. So that is the Tenebrous Worm's turn. Let's see, Nani, you are up.
I think Nani is going to full attack.
Okay.
And just get after it. So I will do that with my sword. Come on. Let's make this good.
Look at all those dice, everybody.
Yeah. All right, that's a 24 and an 18.
And that is factoring in the -4 from the full attack. The first attack hits.
Second one misses.
Second one is a miss.
All right, that's going to get you for 12.
Okay. I will take that, but go ahead and give me that roll for
I will
reflexes.
use... I got to roll concealment.
Didn't you do the thing to make it to where you don't have to?
I think that requires a move action to do.
Is that once per turn, or is that it stays up for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, it's like just for the next attack.
Okay. Well, yeah, go ahead and give me that concealment check then.
And, I think that maybe we don't have to take this all the way to the end here, because I think there's a lot of HP left, but let's see.
Yeah, he's
That
about
is
a half.
That's a hit, so that will get you for 12.
Okay. The worm is sitting at about half of its health. I'd say let's do another 1 or 2 rounds. See if you guys have anything else to throw out to showcase. So it is now Coggin's turn.
Okay, so Coggins is. I'm gonna use. I remember I got that spell slot back. I'm gonna use that spell slot again for Death's Door. And I know I'm going to take an attack of opportunity for it.
Definitely.
Okay. So. Come on, roll 20. Or don't.
All right, so you got to roll.
So fortitude save.
Yep. Let me do that opportunity attack and resolve that, and then I'll get to your...
Yeah, because he might negate the spell here.
See, that is a 12 on the die for a 29 to hit.
Oh, damn.
Okay, 29 will hit. But I am going to use one of my paradoxes.
Okay.
To use prescient casting. As part of casting a spell, you can use a paradox to not lose your spell if you take damage from an attack against you, including an attack of opportunity.
Dope.
So I'm going to get my spell back again.
Okay. Do you still take damage from it, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Whoops. I did not mean to roll that die.
Well, that's all you get to do is 8 damage.
I mean, I'll take it considering it's a D8.
Oh.
Let's see,
No,
let's get that
what's the damage
D8 up
for
there.
real?
That's 7 plus 11. That's going to be 18. And give me a reflex save, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Reflex save.
For
Okay.
that for that acid.
Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. It's not a reflex. It was attacking you. It's the acid. I just do another 3d6.
Yeah, just another 3d6. Oof.
Okay, just give me my total when you figure it out.
I'm working on it.
It's going to be 18, bro.
Yeah. Well, 18 plus 11, so 29.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's get that death's door worked out.
Well,
I need to give you a...
No, you
fortitude
interrupted
or-
it. You hit me.
Yeah, you canceled it. He just doesn't lose the slot.
Oh, wait,
Oh.
no. With the attack of opportunity, you got to roll to see if you hit one of my fucking... I still have one more
true.
mirror
That's
image.
true, so I need to basically flip a coin to see if I hit you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to roll a d4. A 1 and 2 hits you. 3 and 4 hits the decoy. So
Got
it hits
him.
you, buddy.
Got
Okay,
him.
cool. That's honestly better because I don't want to have to go back and fix stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess
that's big damage.
Yeah, that was a lot.
So I
Isn't
used
that-
Death's Door, but I didn't use my movement action. So I'm going to guarded step back.
There you
Right.
go.
Well, I still need to do the fortitude save for. No, never mind.
Nope.
Never
Nope.
mind.
You interrupted my spell.
Yep. All right.
I just got the slot back.
It's the worm's turn, and he's gonna follow this once cluster of a couple of people to its recollection or its understanding, and is going to, I guess, take an attack of opportunity from Nani.
Yeah, I'll hit it. I'm gonna just do regular math because Roll20 is taking so long. So here we go. All right, that's probably gonna miss with a 15.
Yeah, it misses.
Yeah. All right.
Worm goes for another bite attack on Coggins. So,
No!
yeah.
I don't want you to.
Well, I got a natural 1, so it doesn't
nice.
succeed.
Nice.
And
I've gotten
it
so
is
attached
now-
to Coggins already.
It is now Nani's turn. What are you going to do, man?
All right, so I think Nani is going to. How bad are you hurt there? Are you into your HP?
No.
Okay. All right. Then just going to, as a move action, activate her gear array. The cloud stays in space, I believe. That's how that works. But I think I have to use a surge to keep that up. Let me just make sure.
I like to think your surges are just like the canned beverage surges, and you're just smashing a whole like tall boy a surge every time.
Just throwing a pint back and then just crushing the can, and then your nanites
Right.
do the thing.
No, that's actually not right. So I can only have one array up at a time. So I'm going to leave the cloud array up, but I'm going to use a move action. Well, you're still adjacent to it. I'm going to move up,
Okay.
and then I'm going to swing. So it's going to move up. 16.
That's also a miss.
Damn.
Got to do better. Roll better, man.
All right. Well, whatever.
I actually get to tell you that for once. Coggins, what do you got, man?
Okay, so I'm going to take a guarded step to the north as my movement action. And as my standard action, I have gotten that same spell slot back twice now. I'm going to use Death's Door again. Eventually, I'm going to get you with the Death's Door.
So is that a, DC 19 Fortitude save?
Fortitude save, yes, sir.
All right, let me get it for you. That's a 17, so you actually landed it.
Yes!
Nice.
So it's 4d10 and 4 strength damage and 2 dexterity damage. And I'm going to use my last paradox, which I saved the 10. I didn't say it, but I used the 13 last time. I saved the 10. I'm going to guarantee one of my 4 damage die that are 4d10 is a 10.
That's so cool.
So I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll 3d10, and then the other one is a 10.
Okay.
All right, come on. Big damage.
Okay.
22.
12. So that'll be 22 total, but you get 4 strength damage and 2 dex damage.
Good lord.
That means your AC goes down by 1 and your attacks go down by 2, both attacks and damage.
Okay.
And I am out of paradoxes.
That was pretty dope.
It's cool, man. I love because you can use that on, gunshots and stuff, too. Like, if you have a weapon that does 1d10 piercing or whatever, you can just paradox it in and guarantee the 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So at that, feeling weakened, I think the worm, even though it doesn't have a burrow ability, is going to burrow underground and
gonna run away.
Yeah, he's going to run away.
He's going to take an attack of opportunity.
Get it.
Yeah, get that attack.
I'm going to hit him as he goes into the ground.
It's going to crawl back into the hole from which it sprung.
All right. 18?
That's with the lowered
you have
AC.
a -1 to your AC because
if it was a -2, it would hit, but it's not. So
whatever.
This thing's got a 20 KAC. So
yeah, well, we'll see you, worm. We'll see you.
Yeah, and don't come back.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty fun. I mean, obviously we could play test these much harder, but for time and everything, and we got to see a little bit of what they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I didn't expect to like the precog as much as I did.
Well, it's OP as fuck. So
yeah. Well, I mean, but I would still really like it if it was wisdom.
Yeah.
The flavor of it is very cool, and I love how tricky it is.
Yeah,
it's very reaction and after an attack is declared, but before the die is rolled.
Yeah, I really do like that mechanic. I think the nanocyte's cool too, because as I said, the versatility. It's one of those classes for me where I would need to grow with it to fully,
to really
wrap my head around the tactics of it, But
Right.
that was pretty fun. And hey, Josh, you did a pretty good job with the worm.
man, thank you. I tried.
Thank you for running us through it. And I mean,
I do feel like with the precog, with that Death's Door ability is so good and interesting, and you can bounce your spells back to you like a blue deck in Magic.
Yeah.
That I feel like it's much more versatile, but it feels like a 5e warlock. Like you're gonna use that same spell at least 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But that's
I
fine.
like the
It's
idea.
an awesome spell. Can you imagine if I succeeded at all 4 of those Death's Doors?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have been this crippled little shriveled worm
Right.
laying
Yeah.
in the sand. I just like the idea of not, it not expending a spell slot. I mean, granted, you have to use a thing to be able to do that.
Yeah, well,
but
I did
still-
run out of paradoxes, and I feel like normally in a fight, I would try to be a little more cautious with
Sure.
my paradoxes, but I just wanted to show off some of the abilities. But I mean, that's a thing you have to balance. Is you get them at the beginning of every day, right?
I will say one thing about that is that I feel like if you use a paradox to bounce it back, that it shouldn't do any damage. That is
No,
if
it
you get
straight
it,
up
But that's
says
the
half
paradox,
damage.
Adam.
I know, but if I was to offer feedback to the playtest, that is something that I would offer because I feel like if you get the spell slot back what you're doing is uncasting it basically because you failed. And so I don't think any damage should go through. I think that's a little bit more balanced.
I disagree because that makes it a full save or suck spell. And the like one of the great things about the versatility of the class is you have that powerful of a not save or suck spell. And getting spells back is like a bit, granted, that's what I focused on with this build was I did everything I could to get spells back, but like that's my whole build. Like that's not the only build. There are way other ways you can play the class, but like, yeah, if I'm spec'd into getting spell slots back, I don't think it's unreasonable at all to get half damage. Because you're not getting any of the dex or strength damage. And those are the real killers.
But I mean, half a 4d10 for no spell slot is still pretty good. Just going to throw that out there.
But you're very limited on how many times you can do that.
That's true. That is true.
Well, I just got lucky and bounced the same spell back twice.
We're dumping all of our best stuff on this one monster because we're not doing an adventure day. So, there's a little bit to take into consideration there. I hope you guys liked the little theater showcase here. That's a fun thing we can do with Tom Talks Alive.
Yeah,
we couldn't do that before.
We definitely want to do more stuff like this in the future. Have some sort of combat experiments and stuff like that. So for now, guys, I think it's intermission time.
Intermission.
So we're gonna take what a 10-minute intermission.
I think it's 12 minutes, right?
12 minutes specifically.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna take an arbitrary number of minutes.
It's not arbitrary because that's how the music lined up.
Yeah,
I know. But yeah, so everybody take a break, get yourself a drink. If you enjoyed the combat or have questions, let us know. We'll check them out when we get back. But we've got a whole nother section for you in 12 minutes. We're going to do some lore, we're going to do some listener questions, and some other stuff.
Trivia.
Well, I wasn't saying that because I wanted it to be the surprise.
I know, I'm letting you guys in.
See you in a few.
You ruined it, Adam. All right. Welcome back. All right. I hope everybody enjoyed the first half of our first Tom Talks Alive. I'm feeling alive myself. Got over the pre-show jitters I had, and now I'm just pumped.
Nice.
So let's talk about something that I'm pumped about, and that is going planetside to Verces, particularly to the city of Cuvacara.
Cuvacara.
So, since the Epic Tracer crew are headed to Cuvacara, we thought this fascinating location was perfect to do dig into some additional lore. So, before we go into Cuvacara, though, let's start with Verces. In case anybody doesn't really know anything about Verces. Verces is technically the fourth planet from the Galarian system's sun, fifth if you count Absalom Station, and considering it used to be the planet Galarian, I'd count it.
Right.
Verces is tidally locked, so the planet's split into two halves. Fulbright perpetually faces the sun and is a desert wasteland, mostly uninhabited except for some like Mad Max style gangs and outlaws.
Cool.
Which is something I want to write a one shot for.
Let's just take the Epic Tracer crew there.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. So, on the other hand, Darkseid never receives any sunlight and is trapped in a perpetually frozen nighttime. However, there's a narrow band between Fulbright and Darkseid along the planet's terminator line that strikes a balance and supports intelligent life and thus society and civilization. And it's along this terminator line that the vast majority of the population of Verces resides, within what is known as the Ring of Nations. There are no seasons on Verces. There's no day and night cycle. Most of the Ring of Nations exists in either a constant twilight or a constant sunrise, which is oddly beautiful, if you could get past the, messing up your sleep schedule kind of thing. But the city of Skydock is the most What's up?
I was gonna say, don't we have some pictures?
We do, but we're not at Cuvacara yet. We're just talking about Versus.
Okay. We forgot to get Versus pictures.
Yeah, well, we're learning. So the city of Skydock is Versus' largest city and economic powerhouse, and it's the most talked about location on Versus. But today we'll be talking about Cuvacara in the nation of Vimal. Cue the Cuvacara pick.
You know I'm on it.
Cuvacara is Versus' second largest city, whereas Skydock is the planet's foremost center of trade. Cuvacara's spaceport is a close second. Cuvacara also houses the seat of the Grand Assembly, which is Versus' primary governing body. It's kind of their House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
As a socialist society with elected representatives, residents do have a say in government policy, and the city is generally pretty peaceful. Most crime takes the form of corrupt business practice due to Cuvacara's abundance of corporations operating within Cuvacara's massive industrial complex.
Yeah, there's one in particular y'all might have heard of.
Eclipse?
Eclipse Innovations.
The Sun Bright Innovations, right?
Yeah, the Grimdark Corporation. Yeah.
So just some basic stats on Cuvacara. It has a population of 30 million. So this is a very large metropolitan city. 55% of that is Rithani, 15% is Shirin, which has a fun historical reason. 10% is human, 5% Kasatha, another 5% Yosoki, 1% Riforian, and 9% everybody else.
Notice that there's not Patra as one of the main.
That's part of the everybody else, right?
Right.
Its government is a council, a coalition appointed by the Grand Assembly. And it has a list of qualities. And this is one feature I really like that Starfinder does, particularly in the Pact Worlds, is they give you like descriptors of the planet, just qualities that they have. So the qualities for Cuvacara are cultured, economically disparate, technologically advanced, are the three that we're given. And they even have a side note for the economically disparate. The citizens of the settlement are unofficially but firmly organized into economic classes, and the difference in income between the highest and lowest classes is quite dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, like, you'll see in some episodes coming up, and so there's like, it's like visually represented even, like this level of stratification. It's like very visually apparent, the way that the people of Cuvacara are divided. Right.
So Cuvacara it has a nickname. It's called the Dusk Jewel because it happens to exist on the Fulbright side of the Terminator line. So instead of it always looking like it's about to get dark, it always looks like there's a perpetual sunrise,
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposedly quite nice. Like the picture we have, ironically, is very cloudy and looks dark. But it says the only time that you really get very much darkness on Versus is when there's a storm coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so one of the big features of Versus in general, and in particular Cuvacara, is the extreme income inequality, right? Mm-hmm. Bernie Sanders would hate this city.
Yeah.
He'd probably be very successful there, though. It was originally founded on the Rudoan River, so it was like a trade settlement, as many trade settlements are founded on a river. The river is how you move goods or whatever. But eventually, that became obsolete, but because they were already at a high population at the time, the city maintained itself and continued to grow into a spacefaring port-type city. And even before the Gap, Cuvacara was an urban powerhouse, with gridded streets, diverse neighborhoods, and a system of bullet trains providing public transportation. And they're very proud of their bullet trains, from what I can gather, because they've had them for so long.
I mean, they connect most of the city, so...
Right. Back to... We mentioned... Night City earlier, and like Cuvacara just feels so much like Night City from Cyberpunk. Like, so many of the elements are there. The fact that Verces is oh my goodness, sorry for my dog barking. Sorry. But, she is so mad at me. But yeah, so like Verces in general is a very like tech-based society, right? And augmentation is kind of a status symbol on Verces, and in particular in Cuvacara. So because of the extreme income inequality, there are lots of people who aren't afforded the luxury of getting augmentations, and they are like de facto members of the Pure Ones faction, not because they don't want augmentations, but simply because they can't afford them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, like it's such an interesting city, and there's so much room to like explore in this city, you know, like, I mean, I couldn't resist adding to it, and I don't see how anybody, you know, as far as what's in the book and what you explore here, that all this is in the back of book 2 of Signal of Screams. And there's this just huge, nice, beautiful write-up of this city. There's just so much great inspiration to just expand on the world of Starfinder, and having this cyberpunk themed city. Like, everything about it is cyberpunk. I mean, it's cybercrime is one of the top things, right? You know, and that's in like augmentations and cybernetics, and it's just everything you want out of that kind of deal, you know?
Well, what's interesting to your point is that despite being such a metropolitan city and having so much income inequality, that the vast majority of crime is, you know, cybercrime or corrupt business practices. It's actually a fairly peaceful city, and it even talks about how often traffic is jammed up because of peaceful protests throughout Cuvacara.
Let's let Josh get a little voice in here. Maybe Heath, you can go talk to Thug Rose and tell her that everything's going to be all right. and we'll let Josh, this is what you came for, right? This is what we've been talking about for a year and a half. You know, how excited are you to be in Night City, cyberpunk town, you know?
Well, I mirror Heath's sentiment about actually being planetside for once. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that it's also a cyberpunk-esque city is really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing what type of augmentations Fel can get if he can afford them there. And mostly just you know, a different, you know, kind of a change of pace for the show, for the story. You know, what this place potentially holds because of what it is. You know, and how the city is.
Right. I mean, there's a lot that can be explored, and, you know, particularly Fel being from it, there's a lot of things that we could pull there if you wanted to, you know.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, like, this is a city like this is why I wanted to play a sci-fi role-playing game or science fantasy role-playing game more than continuing with strictly fantasy, because this type of city is just, it's like what we have now, plus a lot. So it's a lot easier for me to relate to. You know, versus a, you know, some castle city that has different districts and whatever. It's a lot more difficult for me to wrap my head around that type of stuff versus, you know, here's this major metropolitan that's built up and is like every block is Times Square type, you know, crazy lights and, you know, just I'm looking forward to exploring it.
Excellent. Well, I am too. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. So, like, I will say coming up, like, very soon, episode 99, we get a really good look at Cuvacara. So I'm excited to share that with all of you because it's some fun times. Like, we get to chill a little bit and explore some space, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, Cuvacara is a really just awesome city, man. I'm so excited. I'm just excited to be planetside. But Cuvacara is like a jewel on top of that excitement.
Right. It's like, oh, we get to be on a planet and it gets to be Verses, and we get to go to like one of the main cyberpunk themed places on Verses. It's just, it's really good alignment of things.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's also just neat that Cyberpunk dropped when it did.
Right.
Like the video game Cyberpunk dropped when it did.
It's almost they delayed it just for our show.
For us.
They released it early, even though it wasn't done, just for us.
Yeah. Yeah. You can blame Southern Tomfoolery for all the problems you have with Cyberpunk.
All the glitches that they haven't fixed yet. That's because we talked to them about releasing it.
Everybody,
now.
You're welcome. You're getting to play it.
They were in our pocket, you know?
Right. You want to get into some trivia, dude?
Yeah. So how is this trivia going to work, Adam?
All right. So here's the deal, guys. All of you in the chat, the trivia is for those of you that come and check us out every month with the TOMTalks Live, and it's going to be a rolling point system. So we're going to ask a question, and the first 3 people to get the answer right will each get a point. And then we're going to tally that over. I'm sorry, the first 2 people, not first 3 people, the first 2 people. So got to be quick on the jump, you know, if it's obvious that it's like you're just copying the other person, whatever. We'll give a little time for everybody to get their answers in. 2 people get it right. You get a point. We're going to do 3 months worth, and then the people that have the most points over the 3 months will win a giveaway. There's going to be an easy, a medium, and a difficult question each time. All right. So we're going to ask the question. We'll give 30 seconds for everybody to put in their answers. Speed is a thing here, so I don't know what to tell you about that. Get good on the typing. I don't want to hear it. Don't at me. This is how we're doing it. So the first 2 people that get it right, we'll give everybody, 10 seconds to get their answers in. And then we'll reveal the answer and award the points. Josh, do you want to, as the producer, track the points for us?
Yeah, I've already got it pulled up to where I can do that.
All right, great. You want me to ask the first question, Heath?
You can if you want to.
Okay, this is the easy one, because I think you should ask the medium one. For sure.
I mean, I was going to ask them all, but
go ahead. Go ahead. No, it's your show.
Okay. All right. So, question A, the easy question. What was the name of the club Mike and Zeno used to frequent?
All right, you got 10 seconds, folks. Here we go.
Boom, we got one.
We got one.
We got 2.
3.
3. All right.
I guess I'm going to call it there.
Yeah, that's 10 seconds. We have our 2 answers. Well, we have 3 answers. Nusheo and Phrasma Saves in with the correct answer with the Click Clack Club. Although Phrasma Saves, you're pushing it with Click Clavic and no club.
The Click Clavicle Club.
I mean, you did say that time is of the essence, so,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You get the points. So Nusheo and Phrasma Saves each gets 1 point for the easy questions.
Put it on the board.
Old Scratch, we're just going to give you honorable mention here because it's funny. Tom's Diner was his answer there. All right, let's go to the medium question, Heath.
All right, question number 2.
I mean, hold on. Before you say it, look, folks, we got 18 of y'all in the chat right now. Everybody needs to jump on this, man. We're going to give away some cool shit. Get with it. Here we go. Question B.
Question B. What is Titanium Mike's middle name? The tension is killing me.
Yeah, we're not necessarily looking for exact spelling, but we're just
Yeah. We got a couple. We got a couple in. All right, we're closing in here. All right, about to call it. All right, that is gonna call it on the 10 seconds here. Nusheo with the correct answer. Rupert is Titanium Mike's middle name.
That's correct.
After the cutoff, Old Scratch Johnson, the strongest goddamn vest anyone has ever seen.
I like
I'd almost accept it.
I like that Al the Street and 10 Lawn Gnomes both thought that we were doing a trick question here with Al the Street going with Mike and 10 Lawn Gnomes going with Titanium. Old Scratch Johnson is just going for the funnies. Maybe there'll be a runner-up award for the funnies because so far so good. One more question for tonight's Tom Talks.
All right.
This one's hard.
This is the difficult one.
This one's tricky.
Question 3. What are the names given by the cast to the 3 Dralics the crew fought at Outpost Z when they first arrived?
Let's give that to him one more time.
What are the names given by the cast to the 3 Dralics the crew fought at Outpost Z when they first arrived?
Ooh, this one's tough.
Yeah,
I'll give you guys
tough.
15 seconds on this one.
Even as a player, give him 30. Like, even as a player, I don't remember this. Like,
Yeah, I guarantee
I
you
remember
don't
one
know
of
it.
them. But me being me,
All right, we'll give you extra time here. Oh man, this one's tough. This one is tough.
so far
Yeah,
we've
this
got
one
the
is a hard
asparagus
question.
heads, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Dr. Dre is one of them. Oren Vance says, I've nailed all of these, just saying.
Well, yeah, you're in the show, Zach. We know.
We're not going to commit insider trading, all right?
Yeah. Man, I will say we do not have a right answer yet. I'm going to give it another 10 seconds and then we're going to call it. And we're trying to account here for the lag too. So that's, if you hear some extra silence, that's what we're doing here.
Man, I'm not seeing anything else pop
I
up.
think we stumped them on this one, y'all. Look, there's
Yeah.
going to be hard ones.
I guess we could have given them a hint on that one. That
Well, let's open it up.
We
What
called
do you
them the
got for a
3.
hint?
We called them the 3 Drays.
there are 3
right?
Drays.
Because they're all
We'll
Dralics.
give the hint. 3 Drays. I'll give another 15 seconds with that hint?
Let's give it a minute, and if we
A minute. We're not going to sit here
not
in
a full
silence
60
for a minute.
seconds, so we don't have to sit here in silence. We can talk about stuff.
How you doing, Josh?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Just mixed myself a vodka cranberry pineapple, so
Yeah?
that's good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. A little bit of a cranberry painkiller.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to get anything on this
I
one.
think we stumped them.
Dr. Dre, Andre 3000, and from Old Scratch. Drake,
Oh,
Dr.
man.
Dre, something else.
Oh,
Drake.
no. Like we're so close.
Dre, no.
All right. So I'm going to cut it. Nobody got it, though. There was a combined. So let's give half a point each to Nusheo and Old Scratch because the two of them combined got it. So they each get a half a point here for the hard one. It is Dr. Dre, Andre 3000, and Drake. That was the name of the space asparagus. Do you remember which one you bit you ate a piece of their head?
Probably Drake, because I hate Drake.
Oh man. Okay. Well, now you know that the level of trivia we're asking: easy, medium, hard. Every 3 months, we'll total up scores and give something stupid away. So thank y'all. And next section. That's it on the trivia.
Well, we're down to the last chunk, man, and this is probably the one I'm the most excited about. Is our first time ever getting to do live and in person listener questions.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So hit us with them questions, and we will do our best, which is admittedly not always very good.
I'm going to go ahead and ask one that Nusheo had. And again, everybody in chat, hit us with some more so we've got some more to roll with. But Sheo asks, do the God Vessel Verthani cast have a foothold in Cuvacara?
I have no idea, but considering Cuvacara is a city of 30 million people, I would say probably.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say yes. I mean, they are one of the major casts, so I can't. I mean, there's a church everywhere, and with them being the God vessels, they're probably trying to spread their word in the places that would be detestable to them. So, kind of a mission type thing, if you will.
Yeah. Good question.
Question from Pharasma Saves. That is Steve from Hideous Laughter, if I am not mistaken.
That's correct. He plays Mutumbe and Samunile on that show.
Mm-hmm. He asks, what Starfinder class would you most like to be in real life?
Ooh, that's a good question. We have not been asked that before. Okay. Well, I think for me, if I could be any class, I think I'd like to be a mystic. That's just because, I don't know, it's close to druid, and that's the kind of magic I'm into, and it's not really the class that I have a lot of interest in playing in Starfinder, which is weird. But it's one that I want to do the things that you could do in real life. So that's my answer.
Well, I think Mystic is a really good catch-all answer because Mystics inherently are just so versatile. You could be a druid, you could be a paladin. There's so many different kinds of Mystics that you could be that I'm tempted to go with that one as well. Especially if the answer is just which class and not what specific spec of a class, right? So, because I mean, I'd love to say soldier, but in reality, I'm way too lazy for that. I don't want to actually be a soldier.
Right.
I think Witch Warper would be pretty wild. Having insight into other, knowing for a fact that there's a multiverse and having access to other existences and other realities would be trippy.
Yeah, that might be brain breaking.
Yeah, it might be too much. Again, I'm pretty lazy, so that's a lot of mental work you're doing there. But pure fun, yeah, probably Witch Warper because it could get wild and I could still be a summoner.
I mean, if I had to say class-wise what I would want to be, I'm not actually going to say mechanic because that's what I do real world, and
you already are.
I already am. I'd probably say, man, that's tough. It'd be something to do with magic. It'd have to be a magic-based class, something outside of the normal, real, whatever, like a technomancer or something would be really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say technomancer for you.
Yeah,
because it's still got the mechanical interest in tech, you know.
And it's magic through technology in a sense, or combined or combining the two. So cool. Yeah.
All right. That's a good question. I can't believe we haven't answered that before.
What about, I don't know if we can ask this one because it's kind of spoilery, the least comfortable part for you regarding the surgery episodes. I don't know.
Yeah, let's answer that. I will say at this point, if you're not caught up through episode 97, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. But we're going to enter spoiler territory. This is the beauty of interacting with live listeners and,
Or do we want to save that as the last question so that people who are not caught up can hang out?
Well, listen, you're the producer. You're supposed to decide that before you float the questions.
We're going to do that. So keep that in mind.
Okay. All right. We'll keep it in mind.
We're going to go with one from 10 Lawn Gnomes. If you had to remove one sci-fi influence from the world, real world, what would you erase?
Why would I do that?
I wouldn't.
If you had to remove one sci-fi influence from the world,
I'd say maybe. Let's see. I don't know what all it influenced and what it would.
Are you asking from the world of Starfinder, or are you asking from the world of our world? That's. Let's get some clarification on that.
I mean, real world, I don't know that I would want to remove anything because then Starfinder might not exist.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what individual book or movie might have been the thing that pushed Starfinder into existence.
I mean, like if Logan's Run hadn't existed, maybe this would never happen.
Old Scratch Johnson says Ready Player One. Yeah. I mean, I listen, I can't argue that.
Yeah, the book's all right.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't remove any sci-fi influence from our world, because I think all stories have value to learn or learn what not from,
Yeah, and he follows it up like, would you drop Star Wars, Aliens, StarCraft, some overly cliche anime, assume Starfinder the game is unchanged? Like, I don't see any specific sci-fi series or book or anything really being so detrimental that it shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I don't have like hate for anything like that. Or I mean, it's not even hate, but yeah, like you said, detrimental. Maybe the Dune sequels. So Dune's legacy would be just Dune, and it would be like,
ooh, you better be glad John left already. Bruh, you're going to catch some hate mail.
Well, that's here we go. Now we got to something spicy.
Wait, so do you mean the everything after the original Dune, or do you mean the ones his son helped write?
I believe probably the one. I haven't read the ones the son has written, but those are prequels, and from what I understand, those are actually pretty good. It's Dune. I will say, based on what I've read of the Dune series written by Frank Herbert, is the first Dune book is good and should stand alone as its own book. And if it did, I think its legacy would be way stronger. Personally.
Have you read those books?
Yeah, I had. Well, I've read the second one,
Okay.
and I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I can't make that argument, but I will say I love Dune, and I've read it twice, and I tried to read the second one, and I did not finish it. That said, I don't know that I'd erase anything, man. Like, I'm not super about the premise of the question because I think the genres are tapestries, that
Right.
like even
You
something
need
you might
every
not
bit of
like
it.
helped influence something else. And the same with Starfinder. Like if we're talking about Starfinder, well, I don't want to remove something that I may hate the story of something, but there's a cool tech element or something like that influenced something very cool.
Right.
So I don't know. That's a very tough question for me to pop my hate button off on,
Mm-hmm. Well, so to move along, if you had to pick one intellectual property that would be your epitome of a setting for a tabletop role-playing game, or one that you would see above all others, what would you pick and why? If you want it, basically, is there a certain fandom or setting that you wish that there was a tabletop role-playing game to be able to play through, and why?
I mean, like a lot of them already have it, right? Like there's a Star Wars TTRPG.
Right.
And
There's an Expanse one.
There's like Star Wars
Expanse
board
started
games
from a
and
tabletop
stuff.
game.
Yeah, but now
Right.
it has like its own game.
Like official
And I mean,
one, yes.
Cyberpunk was a TTRPG.
What I would like personally, and this is just because I love the universe, and I understand that it is already a strategy type game, a competitive strategy games in a similar vein to say the Warhammer games, is an actual BattleTech tabletop role playing game. Not just the combat stuff, but all of everything else in between.
All the lore and everything.
Yeah, and it may be there, and I'm not aware of it, but if it isn't, that needs to happen, because I love that setting so much. I grew up with the MechWarrior games, grew up reading the BattleTech books, and would love to, be a part of that universe for a while.
It's weird for me. Like, I don't want my TTRPGs to be limited to an IP. Like, I like that Starfinder or Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons can be kind of whatever you want it to be, within those genres. Like, the thing about the Star Wars RPG is that, like, everything is Star Wars, which is cool, I guess, but like, it's much more limited to like having to know the Star Wars lore and the Star Wars world, and you're playing in Star Wars, as opposed to having something that's like, here's a system that you can use to tell whatever story you want to tell. But that's just my preference.
Big Mood said Hellboy, and that would be very
cool.
fun. Like
That
the classes
cool.
and stuff you could get from Hellboy would be amazing. I wonder, is there anything like that for like Cowboy Bebop? Like I know that's like
cool
a beloved sci-fi anime, but I've never heard if there's like a
there's
game or a
this little
TTRPG.
TTRPG called Starfinder.
I feel like that's something you could adapt another system like Starfinder to easily, and but again, that's like so I remember in high school,
it's a like no magic universe.
That's
right?
what I was
It's a
getting to. Like
tech
I remember
universe.
in high school playing a modification to D&D 3.5 called D20 Modern.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the 3.5 rule set, but all of it was real world stuff, no magic, it was a conversion for it. So that'd be a cool thing potentially to see with the Starfinder rule set, similar to something along the lines of like Grimmer Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, my problem with this question is that like as many different IPs as I love in sci-fi, elements of all of them work to be the whole of what Starfinder is. So I'd just take Starfinder. Like if my option is Starfinder or a different TTRPG based on a specific IP, I'll take Starfinder every single time.
Because you can integrate the parts of that IP that you like.
Right. Which, and I'm not hating on the IP thing. Like, if you're a diehard Star Wars fan and have been for years, well, then that's going to be perfect for you. If you already know all this lore, you're going to get so much out of the Star Wars TTRPG.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you don't, if you're more a generalist, like most of us are, that's just a harder line in the sand as far as, like, lore you have to learn.
Right. And not wanting to get something wrong.
Right. Right. Okay. What you got next for us?
Oh, let's see. Next question. I believe this is actually one more based off of the topic of today's episode. This is going to be posed first to Heath and then to Adam.
Okay.
Okay.
Heath, based on your little bit of time, I'm sorry, Old Scratch Johnson asks.
Okay.
Heath, based on your little bit of time with the precog, give one thing that you would change and one thing that you would keep.
Oh, well, that's super easy. I'd change it to a Wisdom Caster because fuck Dex. And I would definitely keep the Paradox system. The Paradox system is awesome and tricky and really... It's the kind of thing that when you get it right, like, it makes you look like a genius, you know?
Gotcha.
It's a very rewarding system to be part of that class. So yeah, easily change to Wisdom, keep Paradoxes the way they are.
Okay. Adam, same question, but for Nanocyte.
Okay, so for me, with the Nanocyte, I feel like the gear array, as it's written right now, is overly complicated. And, like, to do a kind of simple thing. Like, your gear array basically gives you access to make, like, a couple weapons and then a bunch of minor items. But, like, it's 4 paragraphs associated with, like, an economy count of, like, what, you have to invest materials into your nanobyte bank to then be able to have your arm shift into a rifle or something like that. Like, it's conceptually it's cool, but as it's written, it just seems so. I found myself reading through that like 3 or 4 times, and maybe this is just me as a player and how my brain works, but just being like, ugh, like, this isn't fun to wrap my head around. Like, I have to keep up with a whole different economy. Like, every time we go through a dungeon, I'm going to be making sure I loot every random piece of gear because I need to invest that. Like, it
turns you into a loot goblin.
Well, yeah. And, like, you have to really pay attention and manifest the economy of that, or manage the economy of that, and it's like, that's not what I particularly like out of the game. I know some people do, but for me, like, that's not a resource that I want to keep up with, I like the idea of being able to shift into a sword in my hand, but I don't want to know if I've invested in enough UPBs based on, like, 3 random automatic rifles that I broke down,
Dude, I could see John playing like hardcore dedicated nanocyte and like taking 45 minutes to do one turn. You know?
And so like, but I will say on the other side of that, I love the flavor of that. I love the flavor of being able to just like turn into a weapon that you need, you know? And I you know, I'm not a game designer, so I don't know what the better option is there, but I do love that flavor. And what I really like about the nanocyte is its versatility. So like, I wouldn't want to let go of that at the expense of the versatility of the class, because it's a very cool concept. I love that it's a constitution based class and it feels like one, and all the different arrays and knacks that you can get can really kind of make you do a lot of cool things. So I love the flavor of it. I love the versatility. Keep it. I wish that the gear array portion was a little bit more concise or less required to track so much to use, you know?
Cool. Well,
hold up. Griffin like counter asked about the question with intellectual property games. He says, what if the mechanics are better in an IP focused game? And I'd say, if I heard about how awesome the mechanics of one of these was, I'd give it a shot. That'd be awesome. I'd have a good time playing it, even though I probably wouldn't know a lot of the lore. I definitely wouldn't discriminate because it's an IP.
Yeah. Yeah.
so I actually asked, I probably messed up and didn't even say who asked the IP question. It was Chris Cade, who's a very close friend of mine. And I actually sent him a message afterwards. Or sorry, he sent me a message saying, I think that we misunderstood what we meant by IP. So I asked for clarification. And he said he meant an IP like Starfinder, Pathfinder, D&D, Shadowrun, Cyberpunk, whatever, like an existing tabletop role-playing game. Which one would be the epitome of what, like, for our...
Oh, Starfinder.
And
for us, it's Starfinder, but like that's such a to the table question, like for us, Starfinder does everything that we want out of the game. It gives us magic. It gives us tech. It gives us a whole universe to explore. It gives us spaceships. It gives us any kind of story we want to tell. So that's why it works for us. We love Starfinder. But I would not say that Starfinder is the only, or is like the top system that everybody should play.
Yeah,
like I want everybody to, I want everybody to play it because I think it's great and I love it. But like, if you don't like science fiction, it's not going to be your game.
Right. And that's fairly common. Like there's lots of people like, I just really like fantasy. And it's like, well, you should play
Pathfinder.
5e or Pathfinder 1e or 2e and just from there figure out what mechanics you like better, know?
Cool.
We go into the spoilery questions now?
Yeah, we're going to head into the spoilery questions. I've got two of them, both from Old Scratch Johnson.
Okay.
And they're somewhat related to each other, so anybody who has not caught up, earmuffs. I guess we're going to try to not be super in depth with it.
I would say at this point, like they're probably going to get into some specific spoilers because it'll be hard to answer these questions without it. So if you're not caught up to 97, thank you so much for joining us for our first TOMTalks Alive. But I would highly suggest that you sign off here. You're not going to miss anything else. This is the end of the episode, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
But
and for those of you leaving, we'll see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and those of you leaving just for being here, that's for you.
All right. So going into spoiler territory, and again, last warning, go ahead and get out. But Old Scratch, go on, get. Old Scratch Johnson asks, so what was the least comfortable part for you regarding the surgery episodes?
For each of us? Or
for each of us individually. I think I'm going to go ahead and answer it is the brain scooping. Because the idea of a lobotomy is one of the only things that truly makes me queasy. Like just the what it does to a person and the questions that it raises as to what constitutes who you are and how that can change and affect somebody. And I know Fel wasn't directly involved with that, but that coming up was like a kind of thing for me, you know. And we talked about, you know, triggers or you know, content type stuff in our session 0 for this campaign or for this AP. And, you know, that was something I put on the table, but I also was like, you know what? Don't hold it back. It's not so uncomfortable that I'm not okay with it being there. It's just like, that's one of the few things that really, really like kind of twists my stomach a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of stomachs, the like scalpel, like chest to navel is, that's terrifying to me. The abdomen should not open. And neither should the chest, you know? That bugged me. But also, like, this question again is hard because it's like, well, what part wasn't uncomfortable? You know, like, all of it was awful. I will say the brain bit, the, like, removing the top of his head. I watched some of the later, like, not Silence of the Lambs, but, like, Hannibal, like, way too young. I was, like, a teenager. And that always stuck with me. The one where he cuts the top of the guy's head off while he's still alive and, like, has a conversation.
Yeah.
Nope.
I hate it.
Not about it.
You know, for me, it wasn't so much like the graphicness of it. I mean, like, writing all that, I was like, oh gosh, this is, you know, ooh, this is a little rough, but it was just, it was putting y'all through it, you know, like, if y'all remember at the beginning of the episode before we pressed record, I mean, I recorded that whole episode in the dark, by the way. Like, when we were on our call, I didn't have any lights on. They couldn't see my face because I couldn't like face them as Adam to do that episode. Like, I had to be in the dark and it just be detached from them because I was putting all of them in a position that I knew that they wouldn't like, you know, like, and I trusted and believed still to this point that they trusted me with the story enough that this was something that needed to happen, even as difficult as it was to do. But like actually putting them in the position to be like, all right, you know, for me, asking Emily, hey, so is Ziva gonna cut Oren's soul? You down with that? Like, me having to actually physically ask that was the hardest bit for me, you know, and I was really stressing going into that episode. Like, I was not feeling good at the beginning of it and we just kept telling us like, oh, guys, this is rough. This is going to be rough.
Yeah. To back that up, like, Adam was a mess going into that. Like, like just like at one point, and I'm probably misremembering, but like, I don't know if I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I can do this to you guys as friends or as your friend, you know?
I personally felt pretty fortunate in that, like I was glad I wasn't an Emily, or I was glad I play the character I play, because when the question of what will you do came about, my choice was very obvious. Mm-hmm. You know, I was like, oh, well, not about it, and I will be aggressive. You know, so it's like, whatever outcome that causes, that is obviously what the character would do. So I felt really fortunate that my character was defined enough in that way that it wasn't as hard a pill to swallow, you know, figuring out what you wanted to do.
Right.
Or what the best way to move forward was.
Yeah, and that actually segues perfectly into the next question, also from Old Scratch Johnson, specifically to Adam, and I guess we could answer it as well. But did the cast react how you expected them to during those scenes, or did something unexpected happen?
Pretty much I mean, so Zach couldn't do anything other than what I said he was going to do. So, I mean, his agency, that was the first time his agency was really taken away. And that was him getting his manifestation, which he had avoided in New Elysium, you know, but you're going to get a manifestation at some point. So I figured that this would be kind of the most narratively relevant and impactful way to do it. And so he was just kind of, so I knew where he was going. He didn't have a choice. With who I wasn't entirely sure who was going to do what they were going to do was Kuiper and Fel. You know?
Really?
Yeah. Like Kuiper, I didn't know if he was going to like play along just from a logical sense of seeing how it would play out. With Fel, I wasn't sure how much the loner outsider tactic that the scientist took with you was going to play. I will say I was a little surprised at how little it impacted you, you know, like and how much you were like, no, dude, fuck that. Like, these are my friends and I know they're my friends. You're not going to tell me that they're not. So, you know, that was a little bit of a surprise because I thought that might kind of needle you a little bit,
Yeah,
but it didn't.
I mean, you had something going there, but you know, everything that happened at Galta and Outpost Z and Nacondas leading up to that, like there's so much more. He Fel had gone through so much with that group of people, except for Kuiper, up until that point, that like they're his chosen family.
Yeah.
So of course he's not going to. And
well, I was proud of you for resisting, you know, and I think it made for a big moment for Fel, because I knew Mike would, you know, like he doesn't understand it enough to even engage in it. He's like, you're hurting my friends. I will kill you. Pretty much,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Which
is the simplicity of Mike that I love and appreciate.
Right.
Yeah.
And then with Ziva, you know, I felt like she would make the cut, but I promise you that we did not talk about that before.
Oh no, she was a mess when
Yeah.
she was and after having made that decision. Like just like I think, man, I don't know. Like she was. It was tough for Emily in that moment.
It was.
And
Well,
deciding
really,
what to
it was-
do, and it was tough for Emily because of what Ziva would do.
Well, I think it became more tough for Emily in the aftermath when everybody was talking about it and like she was having to face the decision she made in the face of her crew and her fellow players, you know, cause like she made the decision and then we ended the episode and we were like, oh God, that was a crazy episode. And like, we just need to talk about something else. And then we come back a week later to do the rest of the lab scene and then the fallout where everybody talks about it. And that was the moment where I think Emily really had a hard time and got kind of caught up in, well, what Ziva would do. And are the players actually like, are my friends actually mad at me for doing this as Ziva? You know, like there was.
I didn't help with that at all.
Well, yeah, because you came at her hard as Mike, you know, and so like it created this like real legit tension and uncertainty. And I'm going to go ahead and pull Eric's question out of there with 10 lawn gnomes. After sessions like that, how do you all decompress? Well, we had to decompress in the middle of the follow-up session. So with 98, where we're dealing with the fallout, like we had to stop and like be like, okay, guys, these are our characters. We're players. We're all doing what our characters would do, but like nobody's actually mad at anybody. Like it was just tough because we had dug so far into the emotion of it all, you know, and I will say what we did to decompress after that was play a bunch of sessions for fun, you know, that was the follow up to that is, okay, that happened. We're not going to ignore that. That's a thing that's now exists in this group, but we're going to put a pin in the heaviness for a little bit and just play and have a good time and like be friends playing a game with each other, you know?
Cool. Well, that's pretty much it for the listener questions this time.
Well, thank you guys for the questions.
Yeah.
Those were great. I mean,
Well, that's again, it's just funny. It's like a heavy note to end on, you know? But for real, everybody, thank you. This is the first time we've done Tom Talks Alive. And we had a good time. I speak for the other guys because I assume I can, but it was a lot of fun getting to do the playtest. Like, on the stream, like that's the kind of thing I'm definitely interested in. So thanks for being here, guys. Like it means a lot to us. We're glad we've gotten to move into a new thing and start learning how to be visually appealing.
Alive.
All right, but yeah, we're gonna get out of here, and
Episode 100, y'all, coming up.
Oh yeah,
January
Episode
2nd.
100. Let's go.
So we'll do a stream, but it'll be way less formal than this, right? And January 2nd, starting at 5 p.m., do a couple hours before we listen to the episode together. And it's going to be awesome. Like, I just cannot wait to celebrate this milestone with all of y'all. So mark it on your calendars. Be there. You're not going to want to miss it. I promise you. January 2nd, 5 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
All right, everybody have a good night. We love you. All of Southern Tomfoolery loves you. Thanks for being here.
Yep. We'll see you.
We'll see you.
We'll see you.